Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Elena and this is Come Hang with E, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about loving all versions of ourselves that kind of led us to where we are today. For a long time, I didn't realize I was carrying so much shame in terms of who I was as a person and like my past experiences. And I would always say to myself, oh, why didn't I know better? Why didn't I act better? Why wasn't I smart enough to kind of figure this out sooner? I was so mean to myself. Excuse me, I need some water. I remember watching this TikTok video where someone said, you know when you have someone come up to you and be like, oh my God, you're so kind and warm. It's like, yeah, thank you. I know that I am. And then someone else comes up and says, you're so cold and you were kind of rude or whatever. And you'd say, well, I probably was, because you're responding to the moment, to exactly what was happening in the moment. So if somebody was crossing your boundaries all the time, of course you're going to have to be cold and say no. And maybe that's what makes them think that you're mean or cold-hearted or rude, but it doesn't matter what they think, because in the moment you had to do what you needed to do to kind of protect your own well-being and for your own perseverance. You had to do what you had to do. Of course, you operate in kindness because you know who you are. And a lot of times people think that, love is a doormat. Unconditional love is a doormat, and it's not. Unconditional love is like, I love you even though I need to like stay away from you. I love you enough to always send positive vibes to you even though I need to keep my distance from you because I love myself too. So when we kind of understand what true love is, true unconditional love is, looking back at these videos that I made in terms of like creating and making these things, before I used to judge myself terribly for how I was looking like or how I behaved, or I didn't like these versions of me. But then when I realized it, I'm like, those versions of me had to be the way that they were in order for me to be who I am today. And I think that's really important to take note, because I wasn't able to be like one of those people that could look at my past without wanting to just cringe and like run away. But now, from my perspective now, looking at versions of myself in the past and seeing how strong I was in terms of the challenges I had to face during those moments, I think I started to realize that, I'm very grateful for my resilience, for all the times I had to endure those challenges. So by looking at these videos, I'm going to repost them. So they're going to be kind of older videos where my hair is like short. And like I used to be like, oh my gosh, like I look so weird there. Or like I look chubbier there. Or I was so mean to myself. Like, it's so stupid. And I could feel other people were judging me as well. So like, imagine that. If you don't know yourself, if you don't have the confidence and love for yourself, you will be devoured by other people's opinion of you. And that's exactly what happened, because I would pick it up energetically, I would feel it, and then I would just like close myself off. I would take my videos offline and I would not have them there. And that's a shame, because there are people on this planet who really need what you have in terms of your light, your wisdom, your energy. There's something about you that is needed in this world. And just because there are some people that don't want or don't like you doesn't mean that you should stop being yourself. There's so many people on this planet who truly benefit from you being here and for you existing and being exactly who you are. So I kind of always think as well about the analogy about peaches. It's like it's from Dita Von Teese. This is, I think, her quote. I might get it wrong, but her quote was kind of like, you can be the ripest, most plumpest, most beautiful peach out there, but there will be people out there who just don't like peaches. So what are you going to do, right? Like, it's like, are you going to just like remove peaches on the planet so nobody else can have peaches because if you don't like, no, that's like a travesty, absolute travesty. So what you do is you just kind of keep being yourself, and you're going to trust that there are people who will just love you for who you are. So I'm gonna post these videos back up. I'll probably post them like in a timely manner. I'm not gonna post them all at once. And the videos are not edited well. They're not great. And I'm just like, but I love them because people might not notice it. But like during those times, there's a lot of times in those videos where I was making things and being creative, like making these videos, I was actually having a really rough time in my life. I was having a really tough time in my life. And yet I still managed to have fun, and I still managed to nurture my inner child. I still managed to be myself. And I remind myself of that when I'm faced with like these obstacles or challenges in my path. It's like, you don't even know what I went through. Like, this is nothing, right? So I think like for anybody who has ever felt shame for who they were in the past, for not knowing more, or like they just are very judgy of themselves because maybe they have adapted the internal dialogue of somebody else who is very critical. I truly believe like as children, if we have a very critical upbringing, we adapt that as our internal dialogue until one day we decide that it's not ours and that it's never was ours. So I think with this video, it's really about loving yourself. Love yourself. Because no matter what life threw at you, you still continued to love. You still continued to care. You still continued to want the world to be a better place, and you still continued to be yourself. It's an amazing thing, and you got to keep on going, man. You got to keep on going. You got to trust that there are the right people out there for you. And even if you're ugly crying, they're going to sit here and hang out and hold space for you, you know? You're worthy of having bad days and still be supported and loved. I hope this video helps, and take care, will ya? Okay, bye.